Well, okay, that video is cooking. 46% uploaded. Takes forever to upload these videos. I'm waiting for the new charge controllers to show up, and they're not here yet. There's a lot of stuff I could do, but I don't want to. I should have probably stopped by Family Dollar and gotten some pineapple. You know, pineapple is real. Oh wow, that door's open. Pineapple is really, really good for gout. It has bromelain in it, which eats away at the little crystals that grow on your feet and cause you to hurt a lot. The two that lock up are not locked up at the moment. I'll let that one reset. That one's charging at 20 amps. That one is at 0 amps. That one's at 15 amps. That one's at 0 amps. And, okay. That one's at 0 amps. We're charging at 13.4, 13.8, 20, 32. It's all over the place. 35 amps, 34 amps. And the wind generators actually hit 4 amps a couple of times. I'm not going to take anything off the wall. You know what I could do probably is just go ahead and check the battery water. Haven't done that in a little while. I think I will. But anyhow, I'm walking back out here, and it's a nice day other than the breeze. UPS has taken a merry old time. Nope, they're not out there. There's Sheldon's hole that he's digging. There's Sheldon. That's why I put the metal on the window. What a dog. Okay, waiting for UPS. Yeah, I'll be back. Okay, got the controllers finally. Day's almost over. These are the 20 watts. I don't think I can use them. And I unbox this thing. Instruction manual, that's going to be really important because I don't know what I'm doing. There's a couple of certified nutcase certificates. Use your manual for the controller. And you do not have controller mixed with water. Well, it might make a good drink, I don't know. Do not disassemble, blah, blah, blah. Okay. This is, let's see what this is. An awesome keychain. Oh my golly, just what I always wanted, some kind of a keychain. That's probably half the cost of the controller right there. So let's toss that box aside. That is the temperature cable. That is the, looks like a LAN cable. I know where my tripod is, but it would be a bear to get to, so I don't want to even try. I'm just looking to see if there's another one in here, which I don't think there is. This is the external controller. Yeah, one of these comes with every one of this particular package. What's this? This is part of the key ring, okay. I'm going to turn the light on. And this, I believe, is the controller. But I gotta turn it over. Does it have any markings on it? Yes. Okay, this is the wrong one. I opened up the wrong one. Oh, yay. This is the one I'm sending back. Okay, let's just set that aside. And, oops, that stays there. That goes there. This goes here. Okay, let's see if I can get the right one. There's no markings on the box to say what's what. It doesn't have a number. What's this one? That's a 2210. Okay. I hope I didn't get 4 2210s, which I would not doubt a bit at this rate. Set all that stuff over there for that one. Now, what is this one? It feels heavier. Can't get it out of the box. Yeah, that's definitely heavier. Okay, here we go. This is the one. Okay, that's the controller. It's a EPever tracer, mppt, solar charger. Somebody sent a link not too long ago saying I should try these, and I guess I'm going to try these. But that's what you get in the box. There's the little controller thing. There is a computer cable. I didn't see a computer cable in that one. It may have been in there. May not have been in there. Okay. That thing weighs 3 or 4 pounds, maybe even 5. It's not light. This is, I'll open it up a little bit later, but this is the LAN unit for it. What I'm going to do is get these two out of the box. I did a little bit more research, and what I'm going to wire these as, I'm going to rewire things a little bit, and what I'm going to do is wire them as series, the panels. So I'll have 24 volts on the panels and 12 volt coming out of these to the batteries. And that might make things a little bit easier for me. Okay, so it's 4 230 watt panels, and I'll end up with what do I end up with? Probably a fire. But anyhow, I'll end up with 12 volts at a higher voltage, or, well, I should be able to get a little bit more efficiency out of the thing. I thought I saw something run out there. Maybe not. Alright, time to get busy. I'll show you what I'm doing. I already got the board cleaned off. Sun's almost down. Probably won't get to test it very well at all. Back to work. Okay, the first two are up there and they're working. This is 4 panels, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's the last 4 on that row up there. So this says we're getting, oh, that's the load. I really don't know what it's saying yet. Batteries, it says, are 12.6 volts. 15 degrees centigrade. I wonder if I can change that to Fahrenheit. I don't even know if you can see all this stuff on there. PV 0 volts, 0 amps. But I am getting 0.12 amps off the panels right now. And it's a full moon. It's one of those red or orange moons tonight. I don't know what it's called. So this is the east panels, and this one is the west panels. I've got to decide what I want to do, if I want to go ahead and put two of the other style back up, but I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one here. So this one here will go to this, and I'm going to put one here, and this one here will go to this, I think. It looks that way. So the next step is to go. I'm really tired. Like I say, I was up until 5 o'clock this morning. I should just go to bed and say the heck with it. But I need to rebox those that I'm sending back and clean up my mess and read the instructions. Instructions are important. I do not know why. And we have these also, which I'm supposed to be able to do a whole lot of stuff with. And then we have the Wi-Fi thing. So I'm going to get this stuff out and start reading the instructions a little bit more on how to operate them. I'm going to take some of this stuff out to the garage, clean up my mess. So let's do a summary here. We're running 2 panels in solar. I got a loose screw, probably upstairs too. There's 4 panels, so 3 and 4 are in series for 24 volts. 5 and 6 are in series for 24 volts. 7, 8 are in series, and 9 and 10 are in series. Now, according to the instructions, this will handle at 12 volts, 540 watts. At 24 volts, 1,000 and something, 1,080. So, gonna see how this works. I think that's an awful lot of wattage to run through this. I'm gonna play with it. Oh, it actually said the same thing as this one. How about that? I'm going to play with them and see what happens and see if this works. I did space this out, so there'll be one here actually mounted to that one when they come. They won't be here until Friday. So tomorrow, I'm just going to finish this up. I'm going to see how those 2 work. I'm not going to hook up anything else. I'm just going to see how those 2 function and make sure they're going to do what they say they do. I hope so. This is a pain, but it's fun. It's something to do. I kind of enjoy it, really. All right, back to work. Okay, been watching a movie called In Like Flint, one of those 1960s documentary films about evil villains they had back then. And I found it rather interesting that they could shoot down a high-flying missile in the 60s, a spaceship traveling 17,000 miles an hour with a Stinger missile, but they can't shoot down much of anything today. Interesting. I think our technology's gone backwards from the 60s. Anyhow, I got dogs in the way. Let me grab my cell phone because I might show you this. We got things up and running. There's the solar to batteries right now, and it's really cloudy outside. I have the Wi-Fi, whatchamacallit, hooked up to this one. I'm calling this one number 1 and this one number 2. I'll label them later, and that might help. I do need to install fuses on these lines. If I stop by the auto parts store, I'll buy something to put in there and do that today if I can. This is the controller. Now these packages that I bought with these controllers came with these, and they came with all the cabling. They came with the temperature sensor and a cable to hook it up to your laptop, which might be really handy. I haven't tried any of that stuff yet. Where am I going to set a laptop in here? But that's what we have here so far. Everything's working. It's really cloudy. We're only getting 16 amps out of panels right now. I found that with the app, I don't know, let's see. This is what you have on the app. And there's a little bit more to it. This is not refreshed, I'm sure. Yeah, it's not connected to the Wi-Fi. So this is what you have on the app. The solar voltage showing 62.56 volts. That's open circuit. And we're getting 107.67 watts. This is a while ago. This is not current. But that's what the app looks like. You can make some minor changes with the app. I set the batteries to flooded on the app, and what else did I do? I did something else. I set the batteries to flooded, and I set the load to off. That's all I did. That's all I have done to those. I'm not too sure that you can do much more. There is the light. The date's accurate. No, it's not. I'll leave that plugged in for a while and hook it up to the how did I do that? I had the date. Oh, maybe I didn't sync the date. You can sync the date with these, and it'll come up with the accurate time and stuff. That's device information, test operation. There's quite a bit you can do here. I think there's more than what I'm seeing. So our panel voltage, open voltage is 61.2 volts right now. Charging at, I'm not sure what it's, I'll have to read more about this to find out exactly what it's doing. It's pretty interesting so far. They're not getting warm at all. Nothing here is getting warm. It never did before. So yeah, we're getting 16 amps right now. So maybe that was right. This is probably just off that one controller. I'm not really going to be able to tell. All I'm going to be able to tell with these, I believe, is that it is working. What those 4 panels are doing. So these over here still going to be my main readouts. So we have 11 amps going out on 110, 1.56 amps on 12 volts. And I can hear the wind meter turning, or the wind thing turning, but it ain't doing squat. So that's where we're at. I'm returning, I already got the package labeled and everything. I'll be returning the two that I'm not using. Shut this light off. And light is off. About a half an amp, roughly, on that one light. That's the monster LED light. So I'm going to break out of this video for the moment and see what other documentaries are on. I got to go to the post office and go drop off that big old box. I'll be back. Okay, everybody, I am trying to figure this out. How can I do this? I need to get my tripod out. Okay, real time. I want to look at the solar panels, see what they're doing. Refresh. $356 watts at the moment. This keeps track of your daily usage, monthly, annual, total daily energy consumption, which doesn't make a lot of sense. How's it going to know that? The battery voltage is 14.87. Battery current 23.59. Max voltage 16.18, minimum voltage 11.16, and the battery temperature is 14.58 degrees centigrade. The load is supposed to be turned off. So let's look at the load. It is turned off, but it shows that it's doing something in there. Don't know what. Okay, so that's on this little doodad on their software. I haven't downloaded the other software yet for the laptop, which is a lot more in-depth, because I don't know which one to download. There's 8 of them on there, 8 different softwares, so I haven't messed with it. We are at 14.68 and 12 volts or 28 amps current that it's charging at right at the moment. We're using 10 amps roughly. And the wind generator, of course, is doing nothing, and it is blowing outside. And we're using 2 amps on 12 volt. Get this thing down. I don't know what all I can do with this yet. I don't think that's right for my amp hour. 370 amp hour. I don't know if I can change that or not. It does seem to be charging a lot better than it has in the past. But I want to get the other software so I can see if I can change a couple things. because there's you changing all of that. Which doesn't really need to be changed because I already did all that. I'll have to play with it a little bit more to see what all I can do with it, but these are 370 amp hour batteries each. So I might need to call the company up and see what needs to be changed on that. I taped the temperature sensors right there, and they come up over here and on up to the units. I might get my whiteboard out, it's over there, clean it up, and just do a demonstration of the difference between how to wire your serial, how to wire your panels in series and parallel. The panels are 2 in series, coming down here to a total of 4, 2 pair, let's put it that way, in parallel. So 1, 2, 1, 2 in series. They come down to right here, and 1, 2 in series, and that comes down to right here. I'll draw that out on the whiteboard for you a little bit later. It's going to be a lengthy video, sorry about that, but there's a lot to go over. So I'll be back. Okay, this is the 3rd attempt on this video. I kept getting messed up on something. I kept getting messed up every time I tried to do this on this part because it's kind of hard to draw the lines and make it look somewhat reasonable. But this is the battery. This is the battery. I have my batteries in series, in parallel. I have the two 6 volts in series, actually 10, and then all of them tied in parallel coming back to the junction block. This is the controller. This is number 1, and this is the controller number 2. These are junction blocks. All of this, and this are junction blocks. Controller, battery. You want to make sure to have your battery hooked up before you hook up the solar panels. On the solar panels, you have a positive line coming out of every one of them. And you have a negative line coming out of every one of them. I just got off the phone with Solar Wholesale in Jordan, Utah, and they're selling me some 285 watt panels at a really good price. If you need panels, call them. And if you can drive to Jordan, Utah, do, because you save money. Shipping on those things is outrageous. I'm hearing things. So what you're going to do, once you get this part down here hooked up, make sure that you have some kind of a junction block that you can hook all of these into. Make sure that your battery's connected. Make sure that this is on and working. And make sure that this is on and working. If you connect your panels up first, you'll ruin the charge controllers. So what you're going to do is, where these wires come out, lengthen them a little bit. And just lengthening the wires. Draw a pen. Now your negative and positive wires are are going to have these connectors on them. And what you're going to do is the positive from this panel is going to connect to the negative of this panel. So they're going to look like this. You don't even have to really check the voltage as long as you have the same panels. Just connect the negative and positive, this one and this one together. Just like that. If you have, take these apart. If you try and put these together, they're not going to work. If you try and put these together, they're not going to work. You can try all day long. So plug two of these together. So you're going to have, and it doesn't matter how much you're going to draw, a positive and a negative. So this negative is connected to that positive. The same over here. Those two are connected. Oops. Those two are connected. And those two are connected. Now those panels are technically right now connected in series. Now what you're going to have left is one of these and one of these. It's going to roll away no matter what I do. So you're going to have one of those and one of those right there. Okay? And now what you're going to do is you're going to run your wire from here to here and from here to here. Now that one's connected. You have, what is that? 520 watts or 510 watts right there. No, less than that. You have wattage. 460 watts right here. And you have 460 watts here, 460 watts there, 460 watts there. So this one, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to run it to this one, and you're going to run it to this one. Okay? Now those four panels are done. Down here, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to run this one to here, and this one to here. Then you're going to run your negative to the negative side, your negative to the negative side. And those are done. It's really just that simple. You're done. It's all completed. You just have cleanup work. Make sure your wires don't look sloppy and stuff like that. That is exactly what I have right now. This is a description of my system, what I'm running right now. So you're running 460, 820, 920 watts into this right here, and 920 watts into this. And that's how it works. All of these parts, everything here, everything except the batteries, I got off Amazon. Everything. Well, not those. I bought those at the solar panels I bought from some street vendor, probably just stolen off somebody's house. I don't know. But that's how it works. This is the system. And I'm going to be adding 8 more panels soon, probably within the next month or two. And we're going to get a lot of wattage back there. I should be able to run a pretty good sized air conditioner in the summer. Anyhow, this is the system. This is what you want. And it works out pretty good. This is series. This stuff down here is in parallel. That up there is in series. So you have 2 controllers in parallel going to the batteries. And I'll end up with 4 controllers in parallel going to the batteries. I'll end up with more than that. I'll be adding 2 more panels today because I have the east and the west. I have a panel on the east side and the west side of the house. And those I can only put in 2 panels into each controller. Those are 265 watt panels, was giving me a lot more wattage, but I could if I use a diode system, but I don't want to put panels that are working and panels that are not getting any sun together. You can damage things unless you use a diode system. I don't want to deal with that. I'll just put 2 panels on each controller. That's the same system that I had in the back for a long time. But that is the system that I've been talking about. This is in series, and this is in parallel. So I hope that helps. I know I'm not describing it very well. I'm still kind of lost. I'm looking for something here, but I'll be back. This is going to be a long video, so bear with it. I'm almost done. How do I turn this thing off? Look at our voltages. It's 9 o'clock. I'm getting 57 amps off the panels. That is better at this time of day than I've seen in a long time. Only that's what I'm getting off the wind generator. That's what the house is using right now. And that is what we're using on 12 volts. I don't really understand what all these figures up here mean yet. I can find a place where you can see them. A lot of reflection and stuff in there. There's number 2, and there's number 1. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot of menu in there, but I don't understand it all yet. From what I see, it has set voltages and currents and stuff for the batteries. I did manage to download the software last night, and I am going to bring the laptop in here as soon as I get some space cleared off. This is my workbench. As soon as I get some space cleared off, I'll bring the laptop back here and we'll play with that. Alright, back to work. Well, I'm not going to do any more with this video until I get the other 2. And that'll be tonight, and I might publish this one, and then I'll do something tomorrow. I might publish this one right now. Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll publish this one right now. I'll be back.